Hi, Debbie.
Hi, Sophie.
Hi,
You
how are
hear?
you?
I'm good. You can hear me okay?
I can hear you absolutely
Yeah,
fine today.
good.
No issues
Some
there.
settings, I think, in my it's a new laptop,
Oh, is it? Yeah.
so yeah, there were some settings that had, put it on mute or something. So
Yeah. Sounds like
yeah,
quite a good
all good.
microphone. Are you just using the laptop's own
Yeah,
built-in microphone?
yeah,
Yeah, it sounds all right though.
yeah. 'Cause I'm at home, so yeah, yeah.
Got Sarah Lynn in now as well. Hi, Sarah Lynn.
Hi, all right.
Hi.
Hello.
Yeah, good, thank you. Are you?
Yes, thank you.
Fabulous.
Mm.
So obviously triad meeting yesterday, was that okay? Did everything that they said kind of make sense? Was there anything you have questions on that you're not sure about?
No, I think it was fine as long as you're fine with it. I guess we hadn't appreciated the whole thing about the passwords, so we just need to make sure that we
Yeah, that's
stay
not
aware of
something
that.
we anticipated, was it? But I suppose it's just kind of, well, we'll work it into our process that when they log in for the first time, they reset the password kind of thing. I suppose it's not really any harm
No,
as such, is it?
no.
But yeah, so it's good to know though. And everything else just sounded quite standard from what they were saying. Obviously, it's hard, isn't it, with the two systems and making one file all together, but it sounds like it's very doable. And if they come back to you on that at all, because I know
Yeah.
that I think, oh, okay, that's fine. Um, okay, and obviously yesterday, Debbie or Sarah Lynn, you were able to get me this developer login for Stripe. That's perfect. I accepted it, and I can see the keys that I need straight away. So that's spot on, and
Oh,
that's all I
that's
need
good.
from there.
Mm.
It's just a case of getting that dummy transaction data and subscription data from there, like the recurring and then the actual payments themselves as well, because that's the second file that gets imported into the new membership system. Because the way it works is the first step is to import the user data, which is like the membership stuff, and then the second step is to then import another file which has all the transactions on it. So that's kind of the way around that it works. So do you think you'll be okay finding those transactions and exporting them as a CSV?
Debbie, that's you, I think.
Is that me?
Yes. So that I think that's really what the key thing that we want to talk through today, because I think the answer probably is no.
Okay.
So we've done, just to give you a bit of an update. So we've started work on the dummy data. So Debbie's sort of found, I know you'd said 10, but I think we've got 20 to sort of cover all the different options. So that's the membership data. So, I can send that over to you today, definitely. But then what we need to do is is that for the same people, the Stripe download
Yeah.
information. And Debbie needs to do that. And I'm not sure we know exactly how to do it.
Okay. Is that right, Debbie?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'll have a go, and if I get stuck, I'll give you a ring or an email. But for one of those people on that dummy data, then you want up their Stripe information, is that right?
So it. I'm not clear off the top of my head, but I know Stripe have a lot of documentation on it. But I think that you'll be able to kind of go to your transactions, perhaps filter by,
Yeah,
buyer or something like that, and then
yeah,
export it as a CSV. It's
yeah,
just that
yeah.
file that I need. Yeah, that's what I need.
Okay, yes, I
Yeah.
do that monthly just to download
Oh,
the
perfect.
payments that
Yeah.
export. So,
Because
so when
it's
you,
that bit and then also the recurring kind of setup as well. If you can see recurring payments within Stripe, because it's you want the payment history as well as how often they're paying and when kind of thing as well.
can you log into our Stripe now, Sophie, and see all that anyway?
I can. Let's have a look. Um,
Because I mean,
right.
it's right there on the home page. Well, I think you click on transactions and then it's all there.
But we need it for those in
In a
the same
file.
order, don't we, Sophie? We need it in the same row file format that we're sending
It's
over
yeah, a
the membership
CSV
data.
file. What I might do is with MemberPress, they're very helpful. They give you like templates for documents in terms of what information they need in each one. So I might actually send that template file across to you, which gives you the headings that they're looking for. And then when you go to export the data, if you can then say, oh yeah, that's that bit, then that should all line up and work really. I can see I've got transactions, I can see those, and I can see that, yeah, there's an export button there and kind of all the filtering that you can do. I'm not sure how you would see repeating transactions though, or repeating.
I don't. I think you have to click on subscriptions, maybe
billing,
on the left.
Subscriptions.
Yeah.
Yes, right there it is. Yeah. So that looks perfect as well. So, and you can export that too. So if you are able to just filter it to match the dummy membership data and then export those ones, that should be absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
And I'll link it in with those keys that I've now got access to as well.
Okay. If it's not quite right, just let me know and I'll play.
That's fine. I mean, we've factored in a little bit of us, tinkering with some of the information as well. So don't worry if it's not perfect. It's just as long as the main data is there, that's all.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, fab. Any other questions on the Stripe front or on the importing front?
Well, we don't know at this stage, do we? So we will send over the dummy data, the membership data based on the 20 records, and then we'll take it from there, and you can come back to us with any queries on the membership fields, the current database fields file. There was a few outstanding things for me to check and categories to let you know about and stuff, so I'll send that over to you today. There's just 3 changes from what I've so basically what I'll send you an updated file, but I'll highlight in yellow or something where things have changed. So for instance, what I've noticed is originally we'd said the very first field, which is the ID, no editing, it's like a repeat of the member number field.
Right,
and I'd said delete the ID one, keep the member number one, but actually I can see that there are gaps in the member number one, so we need to flip that, delete that one and keep the ID, but I've logged that on the file. And also there's another field called pay by, which I had said to keep, but Debbie's confirmed yesterday that that's old stuff, so that needs to be deleted. But I've added a note in to say, obviously currently in the database there is no way of seeing how members pay, whether they're a Stripe member or not, but Debbie can obviously see that, but only through the downloads she does from Stripe. So in the new system, hopefully we'll be able to more quickly see that. And I think that was it. It was just the extra categories on the additional information, like the sector and ethnicity and things like that. So
that's
that's
what
all.
I'm going to do is I'm just going to share a screen. I want to share a window. Let me share it because I was looking at that database thing as well. Can you both see the database? It's got all red and yellow on it. So the red I've just put, so obviously I appreciate you're going to send another one over. It's just to be clear that that's going and kind of that, which is fine.
I don't have to send you another one over, Sophie, if you'd rather me just let you know the changes. There's changes.
Let's do that then. Okay.
Yeah, so if that's better for you, rather than, so if you've started working on this one,
keep and then member numbers going.
Can you? So that's right. So member numbers going, and pay by is going as well. So row 16.
Oh, row 16. Sorry. Pay by is put that red. I'll put just a note delete as well. Okay, so I also have a question. So I know that you've put kind of standard, what the standard fields would be. If you're able to tell us exactly what information to put in here, it's like on gender as well. We need to hear from you which ones you would like in there, kind of thing. I think that's a case for the UK regions and additional overseas countries. I put a note next to this member PO number. So the member PO number, I've put that in yellow just because I remember last time we had a chat and you asked me, like, will the member be able to update it themselves? Will it pull through on the invoice? And the answer is yes to both of them. So they can put a PO number in their own account if you would like them to. They don't have to. And you can also pull that field through on invoices as well. So it will show the PO number on the invoice generated by the system.
Yeah.
Okay, so were there any more to delete? Sorry, Debbie, or keep, Sarah Lynn, or keep?
No, they were just the ones.
Okay.
And then, yeah, my other outstanding things were the things you just mentioned. So it's letting you know the exact categories for gender, ethnicity, how you've heard about the IED.
Yeah,
etc.,
yeah,
etc.
those, yeah. Okay,
yeah.
That's absolutely fine. I mean, that sounds like, yeah, we're on the same page there, which is fine. So when you export the current membership system, will you be exporting it? I don't know whether you've got this level of control, but will you be exporting it with all the fields that are going to be deleted, or will you pre-delete those and just give us the export file that has what you're having and kind of nothing else?
Well, it's a question for Triad. I don't think we've got the power to delete fields, but I can check that with them. Deleting fields. Yeah. Okay.
Because obviously it's fine either way. It's just so we know what what file we'll end up with.
And again, I suspect the answer is we can't delete fields, and so the answer would probably be that we'll just send it as it is now, with some cleaning of individual people that we want to delete off and everything.
Okay, that's absolutely fine. Okay. And that's all the questions I then had about these fields, because everything else made sense and you've put plenty of information for kind of internal, external, and things like that, which is perfect. Any other questions about the database side of things?
Not from me, I don't think.
Okay.
No.
Okay. So the next thing on my
sorry,
list...
Sophie, I have just thought of something.
Okay.
Well, it's connected to the used to be called corporate, now we call it organizational member. It's how they appear in the database. So I'm not sure we ever sort of really properly explained to you how that works. So Debbie, do you want to explain, because you set it up? Yeah.
Okay, so typically we'll get an inquiry from somebody, how do I join, because they don't know, the website doesn't really explain how they join because it's offline. So I've just got a standard email with all the information on it that I send them, along with the form, which it's just called new member application form, and the lead member will complete that with everybody's details. So name, excuse me, job title, email address, highest qualification, number of years in the field. When that's completed and sent back to me, I then manually add those members on through EE rather than MMC, and they'll sit there as pending until the payment comes into the bank, and then I will change their status to fully paid up and email them all individually, again with a standard welcome email and the e-certificate attached. And there's a bit in that email which tells them how to log on and create a password. So that's when I create their username for them, which is their email address. But they have to follow a link in the email which takes them to their kind of registration page and create a password.
Okay.
But it's in the database. So an organizational member has an entry in the database which is called, currently it's under class, and it's called Corp. And that's, so they're assigned a membership number, and that's where Debbie puts the information in terms of who the lead email is. But then everybody else within that organization, the individuals, they have their own entry, their own membership number, but they are cross-referenced in the database as one of the fields that I've sent you is called corporate member or corporate ? Or something. And then If they're within an organisational membership, the field there is yes.
Yes.
So
yeah, I have to manually make sure they're checked as a yes, corporate member, yes.
So it's just to flag that to you, Sophie, and we've put that in the dummy data. We've put somebody in there that I think's a corporate in the class, and then also a individual member of a corporate.
Yeah, I mean, that's perfect. That all sounds absolutely fine. So, I mean, obviously, this is a question for you, perhaps, but the new system that we've got is kind of catered to being more automatic so that you don't have to send those emails out, Debbie. So when they go to sign up on the website, if they choose organization, then or corporate organization, it then automatically just does all this in the system, and then they can add their members
they
to
can
their
add all their
well.
members in there,
right.
Assign themselves as lead member or
so
administrator of the group, if you like.
Would be the organization member, and then each of the accounts beneath it. Let me just see.
But presumably I would also have administrator access.
What I'm going to do is I'm just going to see if I can log on to the development site and just kind of show you how it will work. Have a look. I think that might be the easiest thing. Where are we now? That one. I didn't remove anything on it. Let's see. It's time to load. There we go. There we go. I guess it would be good if I could just log in as a member. Actually, let me see if I can just subscriptions. I need to log out and log in with that username. Actually, let me see if I've got them saved somewhere. Because let me just do a quick password reset on this, because I think it will be the IED code. There's the corporate account. Change the password. Username. Okay. Go on Firefox. See if this one works. That's right. So I'll just show you how it will look in the system. So can you both see kind of the pink screen?
Yeah.
So this, I have logged in as a corporate or organizational member. And this is obviously not sorted out right now, but this is kind of the general membership area of where they'll be logged into. And then what they can do is, as the corporate owner, they can see their payments, that they've got through in there. Then they can look at their subscriptions, and you can see that they're labeled as a corporate member. Then when they click these three dots and click sub accounts, they can then see the team in their account, which is, you can see Nigel Sub, he's a sub member. And you can also see that they have a unique sign up URL, so they can send that out to their team. Their team can sign up to the website, and it will automatically add it to their corporate account, their organization account, if that makes sense. Then on the back end for you, what I'll do is I'll just share my window, because I think that'll make it easier. Share this screen now. So then on the back end, you'll have full administrator access, and we can create as many accounts as you need. If you click in members, you'll be able to see a list of your members, and you can see there's the example that we just did, and that they're tagged as the corporate account, they're the sub account, and things like that. So and you've got full management. So if you go in his profile and you scroll down, you can update their information just within. So it's all in the same system. You're not logging into two different areas. It's all in one system for you. And you can do things like view their transactions, subscriptions, resend welcome emails. You can toggle how many sub accounts they can have. And then if we do manage sub accounts, you can do it. You can add their sub accounts, you can remove members and things like that. It's all, you've got full control over everything, if that makes sense.
Okay. So we also have full access.
Oh yeah,
as well as them.
You've got full access. They've got full access. Yeah.
Does the lead member have full access to the sub account information?
They have.
So for instance, if I was a sub member in Nigel's corporate membership, there would be information in my account that I might not want Nigel to know about. Like, not that I wouldn't want him to know about, but it's not relevant for him to know about, like CPD that I'm undertaking outside of work, and that kind of stuff maybe.
Yeah, because it's separate logins and you need kind of passwords to access accounts. I think it is, some things are private. So like the corporate owner can't see or can't access, let's say, everybody's organization things. It is very much an individual membership kind of thing.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. I hope that makes sense. Seeing it is a bit more clearer, because it's good to see over everything. Definitely. Yeah. And obviously it'll look neater than this when we're all set up, so don't worry about that. Okay, fab. So I'll just stop sharing my screen. And then the last thing on my list, the last two things, sorry. So obviously with Triad yesterday, I mentioned that I think let's just go for the domain name and get that transferred over as soon as possible. So if you're happy for me to do that, what I'll do is I'll send them an email with exactly what we need. And if perhaps you could just follow it up saying, yes, confirmed, happy for that.
Yeah.
That'll be perfect. And we'll just get that in motion so it's all sorted out. And then the last thing is the logo. The designer's going to have a look at starting that early next week, just with their workload and things like that. So they're going to crack on with it. And we should have some designs to show you shortly thereafter.
Okay, great. Thank you. We're having to send logo. I'm just thinking about logos. We're having to send logos at the moment in terms of our marketing and collateral for when we have the conference, which is 6th of November. So obviously that'll be using the old logo.
So are you able to, once you get the new logo, can you not resend that one to them? So it's
for instance, they've already set, the lanyard designers are already working on it and stuff. So we would have, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But it's not going to be that, it's not going to be. Maybe.
Well, I mean, at least I was going to say at the annual conference, you could showcase the new branding.
Yes,
perhaps like a preview of the new site or something like that.
Yeah.
If it's not there kind of thing.
Okay. So if that was the last thing on your list, then that links into other things on my list, which was the first was the timing.
Okay.
So what's the latest on what you think? I know Roz had mentioned, with the extra work and everything, it was pushing when she sent the project plan. So that's fine with us, but I just would like to understand the extent of the downtime and the I don't know, the new launch date or timing.
Well, what I might do is I'll update that project plan kind of graphic that we've got, because I think that's the clearest way to share it. And I'll kind of show you what's happened now that the logo designs come into it. But just to give you an idea, so next week you would have your logo designs. Ideally, obviously, we'll keep in touch with the designer and let you know if that pushes beyond or anything like that. Once that logo is done, it's approved, we then move on to the homepage design process, in which time we will need homepage content from you, so finalized homepage content. And obviously we know what snippets are going to be on the homepage as well, so it's just what text you'd like on there, any images you'd like in particular, but obviously we know that we're kind of picking a lot of them. That process can take a couple of weeks, just because the homepage is the most important one of your entire website, because it does set the tone for how everything else is going to look. So we do our best to get that right, but you know, within our team we do push things along and try and be as quick as we can. And then after that we have a meeting where I show you, talk you through the homepage design. If you're happy with it, if you've got comments, if you're happy, it gets approved, and we move on to the next page designs and just start building on it right away.
So in the project plan at the moment, when is that book, like, you know, roughly going to happen?
Let's have a look on there. So she got it on here. So we've got the 1st of September. So we've got, just because you're having the logo design, I would say that is possibly going to start, date are we on now? On the 26th. But what I'll do is I will just double check this project plan, but I think that is when we're going to make a start on the homepage concept, when we'll have the logo, and then it will follow on from there. But as I say, I'll update this and provide you with the dates and information.
Yeah, great. Thanks, Sophie. I'm just conscious of so we've got I've got a board meeting on the 3rd of September, so Nigel's actually not, he's on leave the last week of August, the first week of September. I noticed you were on leave the first week of September. All of these are fine, but it's just, you know, it might just push things back. You know, obviously Nigel will need to have input into the suggestions that you bring forward for the homepage design and stuff. But you're away anyway that first week. But it will also be nice for me to, you know, show the logo, for instance, to the board. I mean, it's not their sign off, but you know, I'd like to at least be able to involve them in the just update them. And then, but really, so for me, my priority next week is to do that text and images for the homepage, because this week we'll have done with the database and the dummy data and all the rest of it. So next week, my priority will be that homepage stuff. Okay, that's fine. Perfect. That's good for me.
Okay, did we have any other questions?
No, I don't think so. I just wanted to let you know that I've set up the Google business profile, the Google Analytics, which we've already got. I
was going to say, with Google Analytics and things like that, we tend to set those up on our end. Obviously, it's absolutely fine if you've done that. I mean, if you didn't have analytics before, it might be easier if we do set it up for you.
We'd already got it. And it is set up. Yeah. The Google business profile you told me to do. We didn't have that. I've done that. The Google Search Console you mentioned. I couldn't do that.
That's fine. We can do that when we launch. What I'll do is I'll send just a quick email with the notes of what we've talked about today. On analytics, we'll just need you to add us as a manager on there, just so that when we come to launch, we can connect it all together with the website.
Okay. Brilliant. Okay. I don't think there's anything else.
I think, Debbie, did you have a question?
Yeah. I should have thought of it when we were in the member press, but when you were showing us around, is that where the consultants directory will sit for the lead person to update the directory?
Off the top of my head, there'll be an area.
You don't need to look right now, but I was just wondering where that will sit.
It's not set up just yet anyway, but I think that off the top of my head, it won't necessarily be inside the membership system there, but there will be a link in their area to go to update their consultants.
To go in,
profile.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's all still in one place, but it's just So yeah, exacts we're not.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay. Fabulous. Anything else?
No.
No, I don't think so. Debbie, I could just do 2 minutes with you on that dummy data stuff, if that's okay.
I'll
But
stay
this,
on.
I
Yeah.
guess, because this is the meeting Sophie set up, I'll just call you on Teams
Okay.
separately.
All righty.
Fab.
All
Well,
right.
thank you both for your time, and
Thanks,
I'll be in touch
Sophie.
with those notes very soon.
Thanks
Yeah.
very much, Sophie.
All right. Thank
Bye
you.
now.
Bye.
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 Bye.